Khemical TV. Khemical TV. Khemical TV.
Hello viewers, this is Princess Asamoah Ajiman. I'm on live on KMTV show as a host of the Journey to Marriage. We want to talk about love and sex in what? Relationship. As I have a beautiful lady, Time with Prissy, who is able to help us talk more and learn more and educate you more on what? Sex of what? Marriage. My dear sister, Time with Prissy, you are welcome to KMTV show as we want to ask you more about questions, and we know you can educate us on so many things.
Thank you so much for hosting me, Princess. I'm most grateful.
Okay, our viewers want to ask you questions. The first question I want to ask you is sex a yardstick in relationship?
I want to say sex is not a yardstick in a relationship, because a relationship is a period of discovery where you get to build communication, trust, understanding. You identify each other's purpose. So for sex, God created everything with a purpose. You see, sex doesn't only give satisfaction. There is a responsibility attached to it, and that is procreation. So when you are having sex, you should be ready that something can come out of the sex you are having. A baby can come out. So if you are not ready to be a daddy, if you are not ready to be a mother, then you should take sex out of a relationship. Because God has made sex legal in marriage because of its covenant. So when two people are having sex, they are building a covenant. It's a covenant. It's a union, a spiritual union, a spiritual covenant that they are having. So for a relationship, sex must be out, because that sex will not keep the man or the woman. If he wants to leave you, if she wants to leave you, upon all the sex, the person will go. So sex is not a yardstick for any relationship that is leading to marriage. It's a moment where you discover each other. You build your interests, you build your goals, you discover your inner qualities. So when you see, sex is very romantic, it's very intimate. So the moment you bring sex in, you are already connected to the person. So even if you see anything bad in the relationship, you will not be able to withdraw yourself, because you have already now been connected spiritually with the person. That's why many relationships are falling apart nowadays, and many divorces are coming up, because whilst they were in the relationship, they saw certain things that will not help when they marry, but because of the intimate connection, the sex, the covenant that has already been established, you see, when you get intimate with someone, it's very difficult to withdraw yourself from the person. And that's what sex do. So when I get intimate with you through sexual intercourse, there are certain things I overlook, because I'm in love with you. There's already a bond formed. So please and please, if you are listening to me today, sex is not a yardstick for relationship. Take it out. And when you are able to take it out, you are able to make the relationship work. You are able to understand, and you are able to identify the things that you need to know before the relationship can progress to marriage. So my dear sister, sex is not a yardstick in a relationship.
Wow, thank you, Time with Prissy. You've taught us so many things. I think in your talking, I realized certain things about the speech that you gave to us about the sex. There are so many youth out there, like, who are so confused when it comes to what? Sex. I want to ask, if someone meets a person, and the person wants to have sex in the relationship, but this same the person doesn't want to have any intimacy or any sex in the relationship, and the other partner will say, no, I want to, but the other partner will say, no, I don't want to. Should the person stay in the relationship or walk out from the relationship?
Okay, I would want to say that relationships should be built on values and principles, because it's the values and principles that are going to hold the relationship. It's like a pillar for the relationship. So if you are in a relationship with someone who wants to have sex with you, but per your values and your principles, you don't want to have sex, and the person wants to leave you, please let him or her go. Because even if you give in for him or her to sleep with you, at the end of the day, it will not keep the relationship. If he still wants to leave, the person will leave. So if you meet a young man or a young lady, you are so much in love with the person, but at the end of the day, the person is demanding sex, or else nothing should happen, please let the person go. There is someone out there who will come and respect your values and your principles. There is someone who will come and accept you for who you are. So if you meet someone who is demanding for sex, you should know it's the sex that the person wants, not the relationship. Because relationship goes beyond sex. There is trust, there is togetherness, there is patience, there is humility. So why is it that the person is still insisting on sex? It means or person or do you be no eden or funny baby eden. Echo. It could also be that you are in a relationship with a person, you've built it to a certain stage, maybe 2 years, a year, and the person is now demanding for sex. One thing I want to know is we are human beings. Our hormones work, but we have to put it to check. We have to control our desires. As much as when you are in a car and you want to visit the private, you are able to wait until the car can stop at a rightful place for you to go and ease yourself. The same way when you are in a relationship and the desire and the urge for sex comes, you can still what? Control it. That's why the Bible talks about self-control. So you should be able to control your sexual desires so that in marriage you can what? Satisfy it. So because when you give yourself to the man or the woman and at the end of the day the relationship does not work, you will still feel stupid. You feel like you've been used. So please take sex out of relationship and you'll be able to build it so strong and it will last. So if you meet someone who wants to leave you, you are in a relationship and the person wants to leave because you don't want to have sex, let the person go. The right one who also wants the same thing that you want will come. But if you've just met and the person is demanding for sex, then he or she doesn't love you. It's just the sex that is attracting you to the person. Thank you so much.
You are welcome, my dear sister. Time with Prissy. You've said a lot, but it could be that the person is still in love, much in love with that person. It will be difficult for the person to walk out from that relationship. Can you also tell us or tell the viewers to know how to do when such things happened?
Okay, one thing I would like to say about this is love is very intense. Love comes with commitment and responsibility. So yes, as you said, you will be in love with the person so much that because of sex, you are letting the person go, which is very, very difficult. But at the end of the day, I want you to ask yourself, is the person worth sacrificing your values and your principles for? The purpose that you have laid in front of you to accomplish. Do you want to let everything that you have built in years to go just because someone is demanding for sex? All those years that you have taken to build your faith, to build your values and your principles, are you willing to let it go because someone is demanding for something you can't give? So at the end of the day, it's a matter of a heart-to-heart talk with yourself. So, and you have to know that if it is worth it to sacrifice for such a person. And you should bear it in mind that what if after the sacrifice the person leaves you? So the factual point is the person willing to accept you and understand your beliefs and your values will come. So no matter how painful it is to let go, at the end it is worth it to let go. So just know the ultimate goal for sacrificing this. And as you sacrifice, you get someone who will love you more than you even love this person. Someone who you even love much more than this person. So please always think about the ultimate goal. Why you don't want to be in that relationship of sex. Why you don't want to have sex with a person. And at the end of the day, your reason behind it will become your foundation, your pillar to guide you not to commit that kind of thing you don't want to do. Thank you.
You are welcome. Thank you, my dear sister. Time with Prissy. Our last question is: I always look down at myself because I'm what? I'm fat. That's a viewer's question that he wants to ask you. He's fat, and any guys out there doesn't want to be with her. What should that person do?
Okay. One thing I want to say is you need to embrace who you are in this life. If you are slim, people will talk about it. If you are fat, people will talk about it. If you are dark, if you are fair, no matter how you look like, people will still talk about it. So I want to tell you that you are in a toxic relationship right now because words are very abusive. And abusive words can really, really, really give you a low self-esteem. Just as your boyfriend keeps telling you that you are fat, you have come to a moment where you don't even love who you are. You don't even love yourself. And your boyfriend should be the one who should, even if you are fat, he should go on an exercise with you. Because if he really needs you, if he really loves you, he will help you to work on your fatness. He will help you to eat healthy, to exercise daily, so that you will lose some what? You lose some fat. But if he keeps on telling you that you are fat, you are fat, you are fat, emotionally, he is abusing you. And this relationship will not get you anywhere. So the advice I can give to you is please love yourself, work on yourself, eat healthy. And if you feel like this guy can't help you, walk out gently from this relationship.
Okay, time with PC. Can I marry someone who is not working now?
This is an important question that you have asked. And I remember on my show on the journey to marriage, I talk about fuel as part of the journey to marriage. And the fuel stands for a job. You see, everything in this life is about money. We buy everything with money. So if you are going in for a guy who is not working, although you as a lady, you are working, but the man is not working, well, you might have saved to a point where you two can get married. But after marriage, what next? After marriage, when baby starts coming in and the man is still not working, can your salary cater for you, the children, and the man? So you see, marriage, although maybe you feel like you are aging and you need to marry, but you have to also be very, very careful. Because marrying someone who is not working is very hectic. Bills have to come, your daily consumption of food and other things. So even if the person is doing something that is not even earning much, but at the end of the day or at the end of the month, something will surely come so that you two can put the money together and do something. It's better than someone who is not working at all. Because at the end of the day, you might even get tired as a woman or as a wife when you marry. Because all the financial burdens are on you. So for now, you are in a haste. You will marry the person. But after marriage, 6 months, 7 months, and the person is still not working, you will feel the pain of financial instability. So please, I want you to take time. Although you are working and the man is not working, take time. Let him get something that will earn him even something little in every month. I think that will be better. Because marriage with financial problems is not a joke. So please take your time. That's what I can say.
Okay, thank you, sister. Time with Prissy. I also like to add another question to what you said. Can I marry someone who is not from my tribe?
Tribal issues. Marriage is between the husband and the wife. So if you become tribalistic, sometimes you will miss the rightful person for you. I'm an Ashanti. If I meet an Ewe man, I might be in love with the man, but per traditions and cultures, per tribal conflicts, and fight. The Akans are like, we don't want Ewes. The Ewes are like, we don't want Akans. We don't want nordness. We don't want guns. But at the end of the day, aren't we all human beings? We are all human beings, but with cultural differences. What if you meet a British person, a Russian person, a Chinese man or woman? Would you say because you are an Akan or because you're a Ghanaian, you will not marry such a person? These tribal differences make us unique. It makes us special. It makes us to blend and interact with each other, to know each other's culture. So if you can marry a person who is not from your tribe, as much as the person is responsible, is committed, is matured, and reasonable to be with. So you can talk to your families. You can let them understand the point from which you are coming from. So please, don't let these tribal differences and cultural differences to stop you from marrying the person you love. And when I say love, love is commitment, is responsibility, is tolerance. You have to be able to tolerate each other. You have to be able to respect each other, build mutual trust. So when you meet someone who is not from your tribe, but you are so much in love with the person is so committed, trustworthy, can take care of you, can build a happy family with you, go to your family, talk to them, and they will understand. Because these tribal differences, it just make us unique and special. So yes, you can marry someone who is not from your tribe. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. Time with 3C. I think our first 3 question was based on sex. And we know our youth, we like sex. So I want to ask, since sex is not something that we should practice before marriage, can we learn them before we enter into what? Marriage.
This is very, very, very interesting question. Even as a child, when you are growing up, you go to school, you acquire knowledge for what? For your future. So yes, you can learn from books, you can learn from your parents, you can learn from seminars. But it doesn't mean you should go and watch pornography. Because when you watch pornography, you become addicted to it. So yes, sex can be learned, but it should be learned from the right source and from the rightful channels. From the church, from school, because in school we talk about reproductive systems, we talk about all these things, the lungs, the heart, we even talk about sex. You have some teachers who really go deep into this kind of topics. You can learn from your parents. If you have any questions concerning sex, mom, dad, because when you are growing up as an adolescent, your sexual desires also what? Peep up. Do you get it? So you can learn from sex, but it should be from the right channels, from the right source. When you go to seminars, they will teach about sex, but it doesn't mean after learning it, you should go home and try it. No, you are just learning to get yourself educated, to gain the in-depth knowledge and wisdom that you need. And I also want to talk to parents on this. You have given me the opportunity to talk to parents upon this topic, upon this question that you have asked me. I believe every parent, when their children are growing up from age 13, 14, that's where they have gotten to their prime, whereby their sexual desires are so high. This is the moment parents should make their children friends and teach them the rightful things. Because if the person is learning from his or her friends, they will learn it the wrong way and practice it the wrong way. But if your parents become your teacher, your motivator, your advisor, you are able to teach these children the rightful things, so that when it happens, it becomes normal. Oh, okay. Their mama catch them, their dad catch them, happen. Because with ladies, we go through these menstrual cycles. And when you are going through your menstrual cycles, you all know ovulation. Your sexual desire is at its peak. So your parents should educate you on all these things, so that when it happens to you naturally, you know that it is normal. So that when you are at your sexual peak, you're able to stay away from certain ladies and gentlemen. So that when this process is over, you can still mingle with what? With your friends. But our parents nowadays don't educate their children on the need to know about sex. So these children learn it from the wrongful way, and now teenage pregnancies are so much going on in this world. You meet a 9-year-old girl who is pregnant, 10-year-old girl, and the boys run away because they are not mature to become fathers at this point of their life. So please, parents, sex education is very, very, very important, and you need to teach your children. Thank you so much.
Go into a relationship with motives. Like, I'm a tall, I want a, like, as you can see me now, I'm a very slim lady, a cute lady. Should I go in for a guy with what? Stout or giant, tall or short? Should that be the perspective behind, or there should be something else?
Okay, as I already said, relationship has various dimensions. So it's not bad if you have some physical attractions or some physical specifications. Maybe you want a thick tall guy, you want a tall guy, you want a dark lady, you want a fair lady. You know, it's not bad. But the main determinant to keep the relationship goes beyond these physical specifications. So sometimes you can meet a guy who is not thick tall, but meet all your qualities that you want in a man, or and you can meet a lady too who is very fair, but you don't want a fair lady, but has all the specifications that you need in a woman. So what will you do? So sometimes it's needed for you to set those targets, but you can also blend or compromise when you meet someone who is not meeting 100% of your specifications but has the inner qualities that you need. So it's good if you want someone who is thick tall. It's cool because physical attraction must also work, but that shouldn't be the main motive or the main perspective going for someone to settle with, because marriage goes beyond physical attraction. There is purpose attraction, spirit attraction, emotional attraction, and all those things. So it's good and it's cool when you have specifications, but don't rely on it so much. When you meet someone who has the qualities you need, go in for the person. And even the qualities will make you admire and love the person more. Even though the person meet that physical attraction, the fairness of the skin, the darkness of the skin, or even the tallness of the stature. So thank you so much.
Okay, thank you, our dear Time with Prissy, for being on our show on KMTV. You've educated on so many things about sex and what? Marriage. We thank you for letting our viewers know or learn so many things about sex and how to what? Enter into a relationship. Thank you, our sister. I think we have to end here for our topic today. Next time you meet us on this KMTV show for another what? Topic, and that will be a lovely topic for you to hear. We know that you always want to hear more from us, and we will be there for you. Thank you. Bye.
TV. Khemical TV. Khemical TV.
Khemical TV. Anything goes. Go.